The old man's still sparring. Look at this guy. Still giving it to him. Come on, Reese, you're on live, buddy. Roman in D1. Let's see all the boys. Chris without a sparring partner. What happened, Chris?
Hello, everyone. They got stolen.
You got stolen?
Yeah.
Why, who's stealing from you, bro?
Ray Seppo?
Ray Seppo stealing from you.
Yeah. It's kind of backwards.
Well, yeah. Yeah. But you can't allow Ray to steal shit from you, bro. Hopefully Roman doesn't kill this guy live on chat. I'm gonna be in big trouble. I say this guy, Danny Davis. Roman's looking sharp, man. Good rounds. We got Reese back in the room, already sparring again. We got Austin. His fight got canceled last week. He was supposed to be fighting, but he's going with Alex Polizzi right now. Good crewing today. Chris and Sean left this morning for Nashville. I'll leave Thursday. So be getting going, man. Chris is fighting Max Griffin. We got Juice and Trent in the big cage getting after right now. Danny Ige on the way. Got my Danny Ige Dev Grew murked out shirt. Juicy J. I'll let him know. Yeah, Juicy J is juicy thick right now. Juicy J he's battling diabetes. Big old fucker. You got 30 seconds, boys. This round's almost up. What do you guys want? What should we tell Roman in between rounds? More spins? All right, let's go. Put you guys in the corner right now. Good shit. How many spins did he throw at you?
Couple, but he's pulling.
Oh, you got Reese. No spins. That's my corner advice for Roman. There you go. No spins. You don't want to try to spin on Fluffy. We got best coach in the game. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Who came from Lamar Jackson edit? You got that, D? Oh, Roman got it. All right, boys, round two. So we got big guy sparring right now. This 10 a.m., so it's 170s and above spar at 10. At 3:30, then the 155s and below will spar. So we try to make sure that we have enough cage time. Say what's up, Vato. I said Georgia Power, Atlanta, Georgia. No, Savannah, Georgia, bro. Hey, this is real Georgia versus Georgia. Hey, the winner buys Magic City wings. The winner buys wings from Magic City. Shout out to Magic City. Best wings in all of Atlanta. All right, you guys got any questions? Let me see. Let me scroll through here. matter? Huh? Ken. Roman. Spin to win. Spin to win.
Spinning all the time.
Roman. Can't help himself. Spins and leg locks. Real high percentage moves. Real high percentage. The OG right here. I swear, the day when Ray Sefo is done sparring, I think we all should hang it up because he's the OG. Do you think Sean will get on the White House? Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. I think if you're going to have a fight in or on the White House grounds, like, you have to have Sean Strickland, right? Like, you don't have a choice. But can we get through Secret Service?
That's a good question. Good question.
That is the next question. Will they allow us? Will they allow us on the premise? Well, we shall see. Nice, Reese. This kid's good, man. You guys keep an eye on my boy Reese Watkins. He's good. Sean Strickland versus Kobe. Yeah, that might be a tough one for Kobe, man. Sean is a fucking big dude right now. Big dude, thick like peanut butter. On that underhook. Nice. Roman getting some work in right now. Yeah, Reese Watkins, bro. This guy's a savage. You got to keep an eye on Reese. The man, Alex Polizzi. The man. Best coach. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. We have our ups and downs. Sometimes I'm the best coach in my house. Maybe I'm not even the best coach in my house. Sometimes my wife wins that award. But, you know, Henry Hooft always talks about you got to be the best coach for the guys under your roof, you know? So that's what I strive to be, best coach for the guys under my roof. Let everything else work itself out, man, you know? There's so many great coaches out there and styles and, you know, at the end of the day, man, we spend so much time on the road, away from your families and working hard. So I have so much love and admiration for the men and women that decide to get into this career field, man. It takes a lot. So yeah, it's definitely a daily battle. Izzy called out Sean for a rematch. Yeah, I think so, for sure. I mean, that fight you kind of have to like at least entertain, right? Because many levels of that. You know, us beating Izzy, us being 6-1 underdogs, you know, and then kind of where Izzy's at in his career. I think that fight makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. The GOAT, where's the GOAT? There ain't no goats in here. There's the Billy Goat right there. Look at that Billy Goat. Alex Polizzi. Best wrestler in the fucking game right there. Let's go, Roman. Finish up. Let's work. What round does Roman stop Fluffy? Ooh, man. Hopefully early, because, man, Fluffy's a fucking beast, bro. We got to give him his love. That dude is a fucking beast. You know, 5-round fight. And the later those rounds go, the better Fluffy gets. So we got to try to get him out of there early, man. That's the game. You know. What are you telling him?
It was good round. Like I like the style, how he
More
was
spins.
striking. And
I know.
Is Vato the one telling you spinning?
No, never. That's good.
A lot of volume this one, yeah? Hey, and then stuff up the midline, please. All right, this would be a tough round here. We got a tough round right here. Polizzi and Roman. Polizzi brings that wrestle. Here, say what's up to the GOAT. Say what's up to the GOAT right here. The GOAT. Sugar Ray Sefo. The man, the myth, the legend. Still sparring. Still fucking people up. Still teaching. Still coaching. Best in the game. All right, let's go, boys. We're on. What else you guys got for me? Fire them questions in while we watch Roman and Polizzi go. Nice. I'll give you guys a little peek here. These guys getting after it.
He didn't even touch me. That's how nice Roman is now.
Because he has no one else to spar right now. If he breaks his one toy,
No knees, no spins.
can't break your toys, bro. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out here in a minute. Any more questions, let me know. Oh, this is a good round right here. Who do I think Roman should call out after the win? That's a good question. It puts him in a weird, not a weird spot, but like the landscape, you know, because we lost to Eminoff. Eminoff and Kyle are gonna fight. You know, kind of where he's at in the pecking order of the division. So I think a lot of things, a lot of movement. You got Whitaker and RDR fighting. You got Hamzat and DDP. So I think a lot of the ways things can shake out, you know, depending on who wins what. I was kind of hoping Roman and RDR would have been the fight to make, but we'll see. We'll see. That's a great question, but you know, we got to get our job done with Fluffy first, and let's see how it goes. So, do you have any intern? We had one before. We had an intern. It was actually, you know, Randy from Versus Potty. He was my only intern I ever had here at the gym. So we're always up for that option. And you know, look at Randy now. Randy's a big boy. He's all grown up. Couldn't be more proud of him. Poncho, what's up? Is that a leg lock? Was he nice? Leg locks don't work. That's Vinny Magalesh. Vinny Magalesh. Do you think Ngannou's game is evolving, especially with his last fight against Ferreira, where he showed perfect grappling? Yeah, I think it's evolving. I wish. You know, it's hard because he's not here full time anymore. You know, and that's tough when we don't have the time to keep adding new resources. You know, I think the best thing to happen for us was, you know, in a weird roundabout way, was COVID. With COVID, all we did was stay here and train, you know, and then having Randy Couture in the gym all day long, shit, man, all we did was grapple and get better in those areas. So I definitely think his game has gotten so much better. I mean, you know, Francis is an unbelievable athlete, man. You know, so he's the sky's the limit for him. But with those types of resources, you know, you wish that you had him in the gym more often, and we would really only get better. So that'd be dope if we had him in more often. How likely is it that Sean rematches Izzy? I think it's pretty likely, to be honest with you. Do you think Izzy comes out with a different game plan? Yeah, I think so. The interesting thing about Sean, I think, is his style. You know, when Sean beat Izzy, I think Sean's style is what should get most of the credit. He's a tough guy to kind of deal with when it comes to the way that he fights, and especially sparring wise, it takes guys some time to get used to that awkwardness. So I definitely think Izzy will come out better because he's been in there with Sean. Do you think Ilya? Ooh, man, triple. Fuck, I can't doubt this guy anymore. You're right. Like, this dude's been doing his thing. So, you know, I think it depends on the matchup at 170. So he definitely can spark somebody at 170 too. So I wouldn't doubt it, man. Let's see. Love the crew, man. Best team in the game. Do you think Sean will rematch the last style bender? Yeah, I think so. I think that's the fight they're gonna make. Nothing written in stone yet, but I actually saw Izzy during International Fight Week. He actually came by the gym. He was filming something here at the gym. Great guy, man. Nothing but love and respect for Izzy, and he was nice, man. He was checking in on Sean and everything else too. So we'll see. Eric, I had 3 concussions since. Oh, bro, it's my dream to fight. Should I quit? Oh, Zeke, you got to take it easy on the brain health, my brother. 3 concussions. You gotta try to narrow down if they're vestibular or cerebral concussions. This is something that's really near and dear to my heart because it's something I went through with football. But you got to give yourself your brain a rest. Creatine, omegas, plenty of water. You really need to give yourself some time to recover, man. That's not good at your age. I promise you, man. You need to take a little time off, brother. And message me if you need any help with that kind of stuff, dude, because that stuff is important. Is MVP the best fighter to watch? Yeah, man, I think MVP is a blast to watch. We're actually trying to get Mansoor out there to help MVP for his camp. They hit us up, so hopefully, let's see. Do you think Ankalaev is the most underrated fight? Man, I'll tell you what, I've spent a lot of time with Ankalaev, and man, it's tough to argue that point. I think the hard part for Ankalaev is he's just such a quiet guy, man. He don't say a whole lot, and he doesn't have that like prowess on the microphone, if you will. So I think that's what kind of undershadows him. But skill for skill, Ankalaev is one of the best in the game, bro, for real. Smoking crystals. My day's going great, man. I mean, your day sounds like it's going better than mine. Dude, thank you so much. I will. Yes, Zeke, please take care of that brain health, my brother. Please take care of that brain health, especially if you're dealing with depression from it, man. Like, because you won't understand why you feel a certain way, and a lot of times that's due to the concussions, brother. Where did Sean learn the awkward Philly shell style? Oh no, I did not teach him that. I've known Sean for 15 years now, maybe a little longer. And Sean's always had kind of a different evolving style. You got to think our job as coaches is to try to take their style that they're already good at and make it better, or maybe add new tricks and things throughout camp. So that's kind of our job. But Sean's style is very unique to him. He likes to do certain things that I would say that would be unorthodox in ways that you would teach him. But all the while, I think that's the job as you as a coach, is to try to help make him do whatever he's doing well right now and make it better. Does the Ankalaev sparring put? I don't know if it does. I know they sparred quite a bit. Ankalaev helped us a ton, especially when Francis was fighting Stipe, the Gone days. Ankalaev was in here 8 camps, I think it was, man. He was in here a ton, so consider him a teammate. Eric, would you come to the UK and train with Big Tom? I would love to, man. Tom and I are good friends, man. I love the guy. He's got a great team with him, so whatever I can do to help him. But he's in great hands with his dad and his brother and the guys that he has out there. So, but big fan of Tom, big fan of what he's doing. Let's see, I use vitamins, omegas, turmeric. You need to train Patty to take down Ilya. Do you think we'll see Dan 50K? Yeah, Dan's fighting 2 weeks. Dan's fighting Pitbull in New Orleans. Patty, yeah, I think, man, talking to Patty, I think he has a good idea of how he wants to attack an Ilya fight. Couldn't agree more with some of the things that he's saying in that fight, but man, Ilya is a fucking beast. Let's see, how would you order the top 5 pound for pound list? Current top 5, I think it's pretty accurate to where it's at. I'm glad that Pantoja's getting the respect that he deserves, especially at the flyweight division. That dude's a fucking beast. He tore through Kai Kara France, man. Tore through him. So, and that's what you love to see from your champions, are guys that are getting better as champions, right? They're not winning these split decisions. So, I think the list is pretty accurate the way I see it right now. Let's see. Can Ilya be able to handle elite grapple like Armand? I think so. The interesting thing is I think Ilya's style of grappling is kind of this anti-jiu-jitsu style. It's very similar to a guy like Armand. And, you know, like that's what we're kind of seeing from the Sean Brady's of the world, right? Sean Brady's style of grappling is not to really hold you down. It's to exploit submissions and look to finish guys. And, you know, it's very fan-friendly style of grappling. So I think Ilya kind of comes from that same style if you really break it down, with the topside Turk and the half guard, things like that. So I think it'll be a good fight, man. I'm actually interested in that fight a lot. So big fan, coach. How's Ige feeling? Ige's looking great, man. Look, I got my Dan Ige blurred face. That's when he knocked out Feely. Nothing better than wearing one of your best friends on your shirts, you know? So yeah, New Orleans is gonna be a banger. Yeah, Dan Ige's looking good. 319. I don't think I'm gonna be there. And I love Chicago. Chicago is one of the best cities in the world, man. I actually saw Hamzat last week. I was down at Newport for the 4th with Jackson and those guys, and Hamzat's out there training. So he looked good. I gotta say what's up to him. Eric, as a fighter, how do I pick my coaches? Zeke, you want to pick your coaches through time, trial and error. You know, it's just a feel, man. It's a vibe. It's an energy. You know, being able to pick a coach is like picking a spouse. Chi-Town, yes. Strickland is on his way to Nashville. They flew out today. So him and Chris Curtis flew out today. I fly out Thursday morning. So I'll be out there for the weight cut for those guys. What percentage of staph infections actually become public knowledge? Oh, not very many. I mean, public knowledge for staph. I mean, dude, there's probably fucking 10 guys in here with staph right now. No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, staph is something that we deal with quite regularly. It's more of how do you manage it early on, and how do you get ahead of it and not let it turn into MRSA or get a lot worse. So I always recommend guys shower right after and use tea tree oil. Use tea tree oil. That'll help. It helps kill that shit. Dr. Bronner's, good stuff. So let's see. Oh, dude, Johnny Walker, man. Like every day I get a freaking work with this guy. It's amazing. You know, super athlete. I think he's got a really good mind for the game. And then just trying to work with him and understanding what he likes to do, and how do we you know, make his best attributes shine forward. And you know, it sucks that we're at to fight Ming, man. Like Ming's been training with us for a little while too. So Zhang, let's see. Predictions for Curtis. Hopefully fucking KOs him. Fuck the points. Going to these goddamn judges. Now with Jones out of the UFC, is there a chance we see? I don't think so. I think they still own the rights to Jon, even though he retires. If he comes back, they'll still have the rights to Jon Jones. So that might be a lot of red tape to see. So remember when weren't friends? Yeah, I definitely remember that. I think all of us have not been friends with Strickland at some point in our lives, and that's just the best part about being friends with Strickland is you're gonna fucking argue with Sean and fight with Sean. But just like brothers, that's kind of what we do. Do we have concussion protocol? Yeah, we do, man. If somebody gets dropped or knocked out, we keep them off the mats for at least a month, depending on how bad the knockout is. And then we have guys on staff here from Dr. Bo Hightower, you know, Dr. Bo that's on the YouTube channels with the big old beard, Sean and Carlos. So they're kind of our protocol guys when it comes to concussions, but also we lean heavily on the PI, UFC PI, if the fighter's in the UFC PI. Walker could be a great coach. I think so too. Why do you think American wrestling is not effective in the UFC? That's a great question. I think American style of wrestling, because of you know, the rule set, you know, not even a lot of clasp hands. The level change, the shots, getting down low. I think you walking into knees, getting choked, things like that. So, but it does translate well, especially when it comes to the grittiness of wrestling, learning how to cut weight, being tough. You know, there's a lot of good things, a lot of bad things that come with it, but I'll take a wrestler any day of the week. Get on the Casuals MMA podcast. Definitely, that podcast was dope, man. I had a good time with those guys. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody's stuff. LOL, it lasted like 2 weeks. Yeah. Sean and Chris, that's the Sean versus everybody. Sean, that's we should make that shirt, Strickland versus everybody. Chris's weight cut's going well, actually, really well. You know, Chris fought at 170 for most of his career. We stayed at 185 mostly because it was like playing with house money. You know, he came in, he beat Phil Haas, and he won a bunch of fights at 185. So there was no reason for him to cut the weight. So we stayed there. So what should I do? Zeke, you need to give yourself some time to rest, brother. That's the main thing, man. And rest doesn't mean that you don't have to be on the mats. It means you just don't want to take any damage, especially rolling around or bumping your head. Always tough when fights get scheduled with your friends. Thanks for answering. Yes, of course. Don't know how I ended up here. Hell yeah. Me neither. I don't know how I ended up here either. Who's Strickland beating up right now? Nobody. He's on a trip. Judo concussion protocol never existed. Yes, Luke, it never existed. That was like you got your bell rung and get your ass back to practice. How much can Francis? You know what's funny about Francis? During COVID, we used to do all these old football workouts that I was accustomed to. Francis he's strong as shit. Don't get me wrong, but like if you put him on a bench press or dumbbells or anything like that, he wouldn't even know how to do it. It's hilarious. He's all over the place when it comes to that shit. But he's strong as shit. So one time I was on the flat bench doing dumbbells, and I was doing like 100-pound dumbbells, one on each arm. And he's like, "Oh, Bubba, you lift more than me, so that means you can spar me." I was like, "Hell no, bro. That don't mean none of that shit. None of that shit." When will Strickland actually be a good fighter again? Good question. Maybe when he starts listening to his coach. I don't know. We'll see. Will we ever get another man dance? Oh, God, who knows? Do you think the DDP win against Hamza? Who do you think? Oh, man, that's a tough fight. Yeah, baby. That's a tough fight. When's the last time you think UK? I'm from London. Fan from Sweden. What's up? You still coach Strickland or not? Coaching Strickland is a lifelong commitment, guys. Whether you're in his corner or not, your lifelong commitment. Once you're in, you can never turn back. How has your experience at Jackson been? Jackson's great, man. Like Bear's my guy. I've been with Bear since 2021, sponsored by them. And as you can see, we got the Jackson gym, mats, everything else. So those guys are great ambassadors to the gym. Who is your best 155er currently and up and coming? Probably Daniel Zellhuber. This dude's a fucking monster. I wish he would have fought a little bit smarter in the fight versus at the Sphere. Because I think there was a better path to victory than standing there banging it out with Esteban Ribovic. But it made for fight of the year. That was a crazy ass fight. So definitely that one. What's the difference between Hamzat's wrestling style and Makhachev? I think there's not really a difference in their styles. I think when it comes to their route selection is very similar. If you watch the way that they like to fit in to let's say snatch single to a body lock to air chair to a split and pin or topside Turk. Very similar routes to those regards, but very fan-friendly style of grappling because they're hunting for kills, man. Whereas they're not just trying to lay on top of you and just kind of pitter-pat and, not naming people, but there's certain styles that aren't like these hunter-style grapplers. So, Eric, what would you tell Hamzat to? Man, if I was coaching Hamzat, I had to hold pads for him a couple times when he was out here. The thing that Hamzat does really well is his blend between level changes and from takedowns to striking. He's always keeping you guessing, so you're going to have to respect the fact that he's looking to shoot, so guys are guessing with their underhooks or their down blocks or sprawls. So catching a guy in mid-motion, I think is going to be key. The thing that really stands out to me and what I wanted Sean to do in both of the fights is, when Brad fought Dricus, Brad was able to take Dricus down and hold him down. With that being said, I think that, I'm not saying there's a weakness there, but I think that you can get Hamzat, you can get Dricus to the ground and Hamzat can hold him down. So that'd be something I would look to do. How do you cater to a taller fighter? Oh man, you know, my goal, my job with Daniel is he has this anatomy that allows him to do things much different than most. So we have to make sure that we're really using the length and to our advantage. You know, there was a fight. I think it was the one in Mexico City. It was kind of a funny quote. I don't know if anybody ever caught it, but Daniel and I laugh about it. When Daniel was, it was 1-1, maybe 2-2, 2-0. I can't remember. But going into round 3, I said to Daniel, if God gave you 10 inches of dick, would you cut it in half? And he's like, looks at me, he's like, no. And I go, then use your fucking length, use your jab, use your God-given talent. So that's our job, man, is make sure Daniel uses his 10 inches that God blessed him with. Let's see. Daniel's tall. Do you have any up-and-coming prospects? We have a ton. Up-and-coming prospects to keep an eye on. It's already, let's see. Kobe Fair. He's one to keep an eye on. Puni Pagoa. I'm trying to think guys that aren't in the UFC. Yeah, we got Chad Decker. Some good guys in here, man. Do you think Josh Van? Yeah, I would like to see what Josh Van's grappling looks like, man. Kevin Lee, I haven't talked to him. Wrote him after the fight, just check in on him. But I need to check in on him. That's a good call. Yeah, I remember Burchak. Burchak's my boy. It's Tucson. Do you see Dillashaw's coach helping Chimaev with his cardio? Oh, is he? I don't know. Is he with? If he's with Coach Cal, definitely. Dude, Coach Cal is a fucking crazy chemist. Tom versus Francis go a lot like Stipe. I don't know, man. You know, of course, Francis is my guy. You know, I gotta say, I think Francis wins that fight, but and I don't think that fight really ever happens, unfortunately. But Tom versus Francis would be a fucking great scrap, man. Both unbelievable. Yeah, so he's with Coach Cal. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's going to help him. That's going to help him a ton because Coach Cal is a goddamn monster when it comes to the cardio. So that's smart. That's actually really smart that he's out there with him. Very smart. I was wondering what he was doing out there training, so it'd be good for him to be out there. What up, Jake? Say what's up to Jake Shields, the OG.
What up?
The OG. Yeah, smart that he's out there with Coach Cal. What else we got? Sean versus Izzy. Yeah, hopefully. Haha. Yeah, well, I kind of jumped on here a little late, so 18 people here. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate you, brother. We're up to 24 now. And we got Jake Shields. That's probably why. Jake Shields walked in and my count went down. Nobody wants to know what Jake says. He's gonna get us in trouble. Jake's gonna get us canceled. How do you manage Jake Shields and Sean Strickland in the same gym? Oh, that was a question that I had. Very carefully. Do you think intense tape study is the key to Jon Jones? Zenith, great question. I think Jon Jones is one of the best game planners, tape studiers of all time. And I think that goes severely overlooked. But I think that's a great assessment on your part. I think Jon is one of the best to ever do it. Mark, thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man. Practice is wrapping up right now. You want to see Reese is getting beat up right now, guys. Do you think JDM can compete? Yeah, I do. I think so, man. I think JDM got that fucking act right. That act right, and that's that act right. UFC, White House, something. Do you think about preparing? I don't know, man. I mean, that'd be cool as shit, and I hope, if that's something that happens, that I'm a part of. I've been a part of some really cool cards, historic cards. Being in Jacksonville during COVID, we were the first sporting event in the world, man. That was pretty cool. So hopefully I would like to be a part of that. Big fan, bro. Can you shout out my friend Sadihu from India? Yeah, I thought that was going to be some funny-ass joke you're going to make me say on live. But yeah, Connor Habib Brunson. You got the best of all three worlds, man. Young God. What's one of your favorite things about coaching? Sure. Oh, man, that's a great question, Jess. And the best thing about coaching championship fighters is that I leave better because of it. You know, when you get to be around people of this caliber of fighters or athletes or people that work this hard, you leave as a better individual and a better human. I think being a coach is important, but it also is important to know that you know, you're not the end all be all. To be a good coach, you have to be coachable. So I think I leave better off because of it, and I had the best job in the world. So let's see. Has Johnny Eblen been in the gym recently? No, he hasn't, man. I talked to him a couple days ago, though. Checked in on him. Johnny's unbelievable. I can't wait to see his fight. Definitely one of the best 185ers in the world. So great guy too. So I'm taller fighter, kind of skinny, 5'10", 120, super strong wrestler. Yeah, 5'10" and like 120. So you're fighting at featherweight at 5'10". No, not featherweight, flyweight. Shit. You versus Trevor Whitman, who's walking out alive. Fuck. I'm going to snuggle Trevor. I'm not trying to box with Trevor, so I'm going to have to take him down and snuggle that dude. You know, Trevor's was one of my biggest resources in coming up in this game, man. He's a great friend of mine. Love that dude to death. Couldn't be more honored to have that guy as my friend. Let's see. Is Combat Sambo the best base for MMA? I mean, hard to argue. Do you have any fighters on the Chicago card? I do not at the moment. Although Craig will argue that fact. Craig Jones will argue that fact that Combat Sambo. Sorry, I was looking over here to see. Is a GOAT. Trevor is a GOAT. Thug Rose. Yeah, he doesn't train with Thug Rose anymore. Will Francis ever join the UFC again? I don't know that. I don't know that question. I would hope only just because of the level of competition, but you know, it's up to Francis, those guys to get that shit done. I think the dream corner is Eric, Tim Welch, Trevor. That's a lot of gingers in one corner. I don't think Tim Welch and I are allowed in the same corner together because it's too much ginger. It's too much ginger for your mind. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I gotta run. We'll do this again more often, huh? Do this again soon. Jake Shields, he's a nut. He's a nut. What do you think Craig Jones comments on wrestling? Craig Jones is a nightmare. We're gonna go live more often, guys. What's up? Say hi. What's up, guys? Say hi, buddy. All right, guys. You guys have a good day, man. Good chat. We'll do this more.